following is an exclusive presentation of Ravens Productions.
Coming up on this week's edition of Ravens Report, we preview the matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles. We sit down with safety DeShon Elliott and head coach John Harbaugh. Plus, Lamar Jackson and Marlon Humphrey are mic'd up on Ravens Wire. All that and more on Ravens Report.
15-10-5, touchdown Ravens. They are dancing in the aisles. Oh, what a scene we have at M&T.
Family on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Bam. Welcome into this week's edition of Ravens Report from the Under Armour Performance Center. I'm Garrett Downing. After a 27-3 victory over the Cincinnati Bengals, the Ravens now sit at 4-1 and have two big wins over division rivals at home. Up next, it's another short road trip against an NFC East team. The Ravens head up I-95 to face off against the 1-3-1 Philadelphia Eagles. This is a rare meeting between these two neighbors, as this is only the sixth time in their history that they've faced off. But first, let's go back to last week against Cincinnati. It was another dominant day for that Ravens defense, as the group had 7 sacks, 3 more takeaways, and another defensive touchdown. Rookie linebacker Patrick Queen got the scoop and score TD, and he earned AFC Defensive Player of the Week honors. And while Lamar Jackson and the Ravens offense were critical of themselves after the game, Lamar's 2 touchdown passes had the Ravens cruising at halftime. And lucky for us, Lamar and cornerback Marlon Humphrey were both mic'd up for this huge divisional game against the Bengals. And they take us inside the action on Ravens Wired.
M&T Bank Stadium, where the dark clouds have rolled in and now squat over top of this stadium.
PQ, let's ride.
It's going to be great today.
Get this done, baby.
Yeah. Joe Burrow and the Bengals offense. Kid has put together 3 straight 300-yard passing games. First NFL rookie quarterback ever to do that.
We protect this house no matter what. Good hit. We'll lose that home. Cut this home. Get out the field. Offense conquer. Defense hard. Any means necessary. Hey, first one, you're going to remember this forever now. You're going to remember it forever. Dominate, dog. Let's go.
Have fun, brother.
Yes, sir.
Love you.
Coach, you already know that.
Go do your stuff.
You won this house.
Yeah, the Bengals want to see if they can't get an early lead. They will put Joe Burrow and that offense on the field right out of the gate. Burrow takes the snap. Ravens rush 4. Pocket collapsing. Burrow is hit, and he's going to be dropped back at the 42-yard line.
Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Baby. Yes, sir!
4th down and 3. Burrow takes the snap. Fires down the far sideline. Incomplete. He overthrew Tyler Boyd.
Get on the field! Get on the field! Let's go score, baby. Let's go score.
Now Lamar Jackson and the Ravens will have the ball 1st and 10 at their 20-yard line.
This play is a reverse, guys. 180! Nice shot!
And the round goes to Duvernay. He's got room to run across the 30. Far side 40, outside the numbers, midfield.
Oh, stop playing! Stop playing! Stop playing! I told you, I know that. Bro, I studied the offense and the defense this week. I knew that was the reverse, bro. And let's go.
That sets up a 3rd down and 5. So the Ravens will go more of a passing package. 5 seconds on the play clock. John Harbaugh's running down the field. He might have to call another timeout.
Let's go! Sit hard! Ready, shot! Let's go!
Touchdown Ravens! Mark Andrews. And the Ravens come up big on 3rd and goal.
Yes, sir. Hey, these boys just not gonna cover Mark, is they?
I just gotta compliment you. I don't know how you are so poised with everything. The clock, the play, the lateness, line it up. I'm amazed. Yeah. Great job.
Hey, let's get a turnover, man. Hell yeah. Let's get a turnover. Let's get a turnover.
Wink Martindale has thrown a lot of different looks at the rookie, both in the front as well as on the backside. Empty backfield now as Burrow stands in the gun. 3rd down and 10. Cincinnati, ball at the Bengal 25. Here comes the blitz up the middle. Burrow has to lob it up. And it is picked off by Marcus Peters at the 42-yard line.
Hey, Peters, we photo up. Right.
here, right here.
And the Ravens defense forces the first turnover of the day.
Hey, let's score, oh. Hey, let's score, offense.
Locked in.
Yes, sir.
Locked in focus, right?
Yes, sir.
Locked in focus.
Ready? Hot. Nice shot.
Jackson takes a snap, pirouettes to the right, fires to the goal line, and it is caught for a touchdown. Hollywood Brown.
Hey, hold on, Clay. My fault, baby.
And the Ravens have extended their lead with a second touchdown of the opening half.
Yeah.
Hey, now, good throw, baby.
Way to work, girl.
Play ball there, huh?
Yeah.
Just play ball.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm glad you did that, fam. I ain't want to point because it was like 2 arm over there.
You just told me. Do the shade of it. I said, all right. Tell me tight.
Yeah, because that's all they doing. They waiting. They going to our spots and just stand.
Where my dogs at? Run me my chain.
He's got to be sacked.
One of the big. Running it out. Coming correct.
Hit and is wrecked at the 50-yard line. Burrow facing a 2nd and 17. Another blitz package coming. Burrow is hit and dropped again, this time by Marlon Humphrey.
Let's go! First one, baby. Hey, I'm a sack master, baby.
Everybody get a sack, baby. You know I was going to call it.
I
Ravens defense has been just stellar today. They have limited the Bengals to 120 yards total offense.
Hey, let's get one. Let's get one.
Joe Burrow out of the shotgun. Ravens will rush 5. Burrow throws to his left. It is complete to Mike Thomas, and Thomas fumbles the ball. The Ravens have it. Scooped up in midfield. It's Patrick Queen down the sideline. He's to the 20, the 10, 5, touchdown Ravens! The Ravens' second defensive touchdown of the season puts this one away.
Easy tutty now. Hey, now you in the conversation, defensive rookie of the year now. You should have already been there, though.
The Ravens over the Bengals this afternoon in Week 5. 27-3 is our final score.
You got to make sure you get the whole squad now. On the big.
The Ravens defense is now first in the NFL, allowing only 15.2 points per game. That defense will look to keep pressure on Eagles quarterback Carson Wentz after that 7-sack performance against the Bengals. Still to come on Ravens Report, we sit down with third-year Ravens safety DeShon Elliott. Stay with us.
I must have elevated, leveled up like I levitated. Wreck with us, you'll get regulated. Disrespect, you'll be decimated. Disagreeing, you'll be devastated. Decorated with the gold on, putting pressure to the goal zone. Better go harder, you go home. This is
It's Patrick Queen down the sideline. He's to the 20, the 10, 5, touchdown Ravens!
Never rewind, climb to the top, never decline. Wanna stay focused, it's all in the mind.
Hit and is wrecked at the 50-yard line.
Talking about us, but we not listening. This is the vision, we on the mission, we are magnificent.
That's something that has a nice ring to it. Patrick Queen, AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Welcome back to Ravens Report, presented by MedStar Health. I'm Garrett Downing. It's now Week 6 of the NFL season, and the Ravens sit at 4-1, and the team is building an identity. There's really no other way to say it. This Ravens defense is playing with swagger. The Ravens have forced a turnover in 18 consecutive games, the best current streak in the NFL. And part of forging an identity is that young players have to step up, and DeShon Elliott, the safety, is one of those players. Evan Washburn sat down with DeShon earlier this week to talk about his play, this exciting Ravens defense, and the matchup ahead against the Eagles.
Well, DeShon Elliott, thanks for joining us on Ravens Report. Good to catch up with you. This has been a long time coming, and you've had to earn your way to this position, fighting through numerous injuries. It's been well documented. But now that you've got 5 weeks in the bank, what has it meant to be on the field consistently contributing as a pro?
Well, it's a blessing. I mean, God put me in this position. He seen my hard work and how much I put in on a day-to-day basis. He's helped me grow mentally, and my teammates helped me grow mentally. 5 weeks in, I'm starting to feel a lot more comfortable out there. You know, at the beginning, I was a little nervous. Not nervous because I knew what I was doing, but just nervous because, you know what I'm saying, I didn't want to mess up. And now, instead of worry about messing up. I can go out there and just play freely and play like myself. As these weeks go on, I'll get better and better, and I just can't wait.
It's not as if you got an opportunity to ease your way back from playing spot duty and then working off serious injuries. Training camp, things happen, and you're thrust right into the spotlight. Give us a sense of the mindset required to not allow that to overwhelm you.
I mean, it's just a next man up mentality. I feel like it's really just me knowing my book. I mean, I knew what I had to do on the field. It was just not only having confidence in myself, but understanding that my teammates have confidence in me. Once I got my mindset of being, hey, bro, you are the starter now. It's time for you to really like step up and do what you need to do, like fully. Like, I guess I was already doing the right things, but there's a different switch between being, all right, you might be a role guy and end up being a starter. So I'm doing that now, and I feel like I'm getting more comfortable week to week, and I'm excited.
Couple 6-rounders back there. What's the relationship like with Chuck Clark as you guys both make a name for yourself in this league?
Me and Chuck's relationship is actually very strong. It's been strong since I got here because, we both came in 6th round. People didn't expect much from us, and we both knew we were dogs. We was going to work hard, and no matter what, we was going to fight through whatever it was thrown at us. I was able to learn from Chuck because he was in the position I was in last year. He had good players in front of him, so he had to just work out his way to try to figure out a way to get on the field, and he eventually took advantage of what he needed to do. And Chuck is one of the best safeties in the league, in my opinion. As the season goes on, he's going to show it.
To have corners like Marlon, Marcus, and Jimmy, what does that do for you two on the back end and maybe the freedom you have because of how talented those three are?
Walking in work every day, I know I got 3 of the best corners in the NFL. And going out there on the field and not having to worry about whether or not I have to overplay or do more than my job is fantastic. I can do my job and not worry about anything else. I know MP's gonna make his plays every day. He's gonna get them picks. I know Marvin's gonna shut you down. And we already know Jimbo's gonna take out any big defender you have. So it makes our job a lot easier. We can just get everybody lined up and get the right checks in and then make our plays when they come to us. And when I tell you, knowing I can go into work and not have to worry about nothing too serious, I know I have the best secondary around me, it feels great.
In that secondary, DeShon made some history on Sunday with the 5 sacks. Never been done. You got one of them. What does that say about Wink's creativity?
Coach Wink is definitely one of the best defensive coordinators in the league. His scheme is literally, look, we're going to blitz you, and you know we're going to blitz you, and we're all going to blitz like our hair is on fire, and anybody can get home at any time. And as long as you fly to the ball, then eventually you're going to make your plays. And he always says, don't miss your layups. So you got to make your layups when you get to that quarterback.
That's awesome. Lastly, DeShon, the opponent this Sunday, not a familiar one when you look at the Eagles, obviously in the NFC. What's top of line for this team and this defense to try and grab a win?
Well, they have a great running back in Miles Sanders. They have young receiving core who's looking to prove themselves, and they have a quarterback in Carson Wentz who's ready, who's trying to bounce back and prove everyone wrong. What we have to do first, we just got to be able to try to slow down Miles Sanders. We got to slow down that run, and that rushing attack they have over there. If we can slow down the rushing attack, then maybe we can make some other things happen. But other than that, right now, we're just focusing on ourselves, trying to get prepared for week to week, and just do what we do every week.
DeShon, this was fun. Thanks for the time. Stay healthy, man, and good luck this weekend.
I appreciate you. God bless.
As Marlon Humphrey said after the Bengals game, this defense is fun. We don't care who makes the play. We all celebrate like we did. I love that. Coming up next on the Ravens Report, Head Coach John Harbaugh previews this week's game against the Eagles.
Who will deliver in this week's game? Go to budlight.com/delivery to have your game day Bud Lights delivered right to your door.
Welcome back to Ravens Report presented by MedStar Health. I'm now joined by Ravens head coach John Harbaugh. Coach, thanks for the time this week. Last week, your defense put together a really dominant performance against the Bengals. So right now, that group is ranked first in the NFL in points allowed, 15.2 points per game. What has allowed your defense to start the season so strong this year?
Well, I don't think we're even thinking about it like that, Garrett. We have so much work to do. We have so many good offenses to play against, starting this week with Carson Wentz and a very creative Philadelphia offense headed up by Doug Peterson. So we just need to stop them. We just need to get off the field on third down, keep them out of the end zone in the red zone, things like that, and that's what we're focusing on.
I'm curious, this kind of goes along with my thought on Patrick Queen. He had a great game. He was AFC Defensive Player of the Week, but he's a rookie. Your point is basically as good as the week was, you move on to the next game. I'm curious, as a rookie, when he starts the season so strong, is that a message that you have to deliver, or is it a little bit implied already?
I think it goes with the territory here. It's kind of part of who we are. We congratulated him. Great job. I think we all take pride in any award because we feel like it's a team award. And to accomplish anything in the sport, you've got to do it together. And that's what our guys understand. He understands that. He's a big part of it, but we're proud of him. And, he's got to keep improving just like everybody else. And we're building for something much greater than one award.
Have your defensive backs been calling for more blitzes this week in practice? They got 5 sacks last week, which was an NFL record.
It's just I appreciate the fact that guys learn the defense in a way that you can kind of move pieces around, put guys in position to make plays in different spots. It's very valuable. It's very challenging for the offense. So I'm proud of those guys for doing that.
So, Coach, something big picture this week is Sam Cook. He's going to pass Terrell Suggs for the most all-time games played in a Ravens uniform, 230 games over the course of his career. What does that accomplishment mean, and what has Sam meant to this organization over his career?
Well, Sam has been, he's just been a rock. He's about as steady as it gets. I don't care if it's practice, if it's meetings, if it's weightlifting, or if it's the biggest moment in the game. Maybe you're throwing a fake punt out there. Or you're taking a safety in the Super Bowl, right? I mean, that's Sam Cook. That's how he is, and he's even all the way through. And I think that's why he's been so good, and that's why he can do it for so long, especially at a position like that.
Hey, Coach, this week you got the Eagles. Trip up I-95. That's a place that you know well. Their coach is someone that you know well, and Doug Peterson. When you play the Eagles, it's been a long time, obviously, since you've been there, but the relationships that you have with people in that building, the relationships that you have with Doug Peterson, does it mean anything more when you go up against those guys?
I tell you, it's nice to see people, but no, it means everything because it's the game we have to win. So every game means everything when you play it, and that's just how it is in the National Football League. It really is for the sport of football. So that's how we're looking at it. Doug, we're I wouldn't say we're close or anything like that, but we respect each other. We have a great relationship.
Hey, Coach, thanks so much for the time, and good luck this week in Philly.
Appreciate it, Garrett.
Coming up next on Ravens Report, former Ravens head coach Brian Billick breaks down the game tape from last Sunday against the Bengals.
Brian Billick's Breakdown is powered by Microsoft, the official tablet of the Baltimore Ravens.
Welcome back to Ravens Report from the Under Armour Performance Center. I'm Garrett Downing. We've talked a lot about the Ravens defense in this week's show, and that's for good reason. They're one of the most exciting units in football. Cornerback Marlon Humphrey is playing himself into the NFL Defensive Player of the Year conversation with 3 forced fumbles, 1 pick, and 5 passes defense, plus he got a sack last week. Now that Ravens pass rush stole the show against the Bengals. The Ravens defense has a history of driving rookie quarterbacks crazy, and last Sunday against Joe Burrow was no different. Former Ravens head coach Brian Billick breaks down the game tape on what made that pass rush so effective.
Good solid win for the Ravens against Cincinnati. I know there was some inefficiency on offense everybody wants to focus on. The most important thing is they ran the ball very well, and that's all they really needed to do to win. And based on the fact they had a spectacular game plan defensively, Coach Martindale did a great job of dialing up the patented Raven blitzes, and we'll show you a couple that led to obviously sacks and turnovers. The first one, you can see the classic amoeba defense that the Ravens run. They take Bowser and Judon and walk them into the gaps between the center and the guards. Now it basically creates a 6-man front, and they're not sure who's going to come because on the snap of the ball, you can see Bowser and Judon drop out, and then on the outside, they bring Humphrey and Elliott. That creates pressure for Burrow.
Burrow in trouble, spins out of 1 sack, steps up, scrambles forward to the 40-yard line and still shy of the first down.
On the next play, you can see another 6-man front. Now they walk Clark up into the interior of the front, and clearly the offensive line of Cincinnati is confused. They want to block big on big. They're not used to seeing that safety into the middle of the defense. They turn out and block big on big. They leave Clark as what we call a free runner up the middle of the offensive formation. Burrow doesn't know what to do. He basically throws up a jump ball that leads to the interception by Peters. And then finally, this is what it leads to. They spread it out in a 3-by-2 formation, hoping to simplify it for Burrow. Now, they walk Queen around a little bit, so you don't know if it's going to be a 4 or 5-man rush. He's not sure if they're going to bring the guys off the slot, and they end up bringing just a simple 4-man rush, but play coverage behind it. Now Burrow, not sure who's going to come and who doesn't, is now got only 4-man pressure, but he doesn't see anywhere to go with the ball down the field, and they get home with a 4-man pressure. Classic Raven defense, multiple looks, and then go basic, and the quarterback doesn't know what to do.
He is going to be sacked, spun down back at the 30-yard line. Pernell McPhee first on the scene.
The Ravens have allowed 15.2 points per game this season, only 17 points per game allowed since 2019. And the Ravens have scored 8 defensive touchdowns since the start of the 2019 season. That's most in the NFL. They have a 1+ takeaway in 18 straight games, longest active streak in the NFL, and they're 16-2 during that span. They had 7 different players report a sack last week against Cincinnati. That's the first such game by the Ravens since week 6 in 2018 in a 21-0 win over the Titans. They're going to be looking to crank up the same type of defensive pressure against Philly this week.
The Ravens will look to keep that defensive momentum going on the road this week in Philadelphia against quarterback Carson Wentz and the Eagles. Now, Wentz has 9 interceptions already this season, so that Ravens secondary will be looking to keep their 18-game takeaway streak alive. And this week will be big for the Ravens offense as well. The run game has been solid this year. They rank 3rd in the NFL. But will the passing game get going this week in Philly? Quarterback Lamar Jackson was critical of the offense last week, so look for a bounce-back performance on the road. That's it for this week's show, but Election Day is right around the corner, and we want everyone to be heard this year. We have a voting resource page available for you on our website. Go ahead and check it out at baltimoreravens.com/vote. That's it for us. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next week on Ravens Report.